I'll just move up a little bit.
Stream is running. Coming in.
You're a pain, Dave.
Right.
Major pain to you.
All right, 15 minutes says it started, so
15 minutes remaining
go.
in the session. Ross Macaron is P1.
Good. Like that.
Dax Daniel from Australia is 5th. Sean North from Australia is P3. Dave Loiacano from Australia is P2. Steve Harrison is P6. Sean North is 4th. Steve Harrison is P6 driving a supercars. Ross Macaron is P3. Ross Macaron improved his first with a 146.567. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Sean North is 4th up 0.86. Sean North improved is 2nd with a 146.745. 0.178 off pole. Loza from Australia is P6. Loza improved is 6th with a 150.389. 3.822 off pole. Tony DeLuca from Australia is 5th. Dax Daniel is P4 up 0.30. Tony DeLuca is 6th up 0.25. Tony DeLuca improved is 6th with a 148.444. 1.877 off pole. Ross Macaron is P1 up 0.66. Dave Loiacono is provisional pole with a 146.523. Dax Daniel is P4 up 0.14. Loza is P7 up 0.44. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Ross Macaron is P2 up 0.19 driving a Super 2. Loza is 7. Loza improved is P7 with a 150.142. 3.619 off pole. Ross Macaron is P2 up 0.13. Ross Macaron is provisional pole with a 146.435. Sean North is provisional pole with a 146.240. Steve Harrison is P8. Steve Harrison improved his P8 with a 151.547. 5.307 off pole. Sean North is first up 0.26. Sean North is provisional pole with a 145.729. Steve Harrison is P8 up 0.59. Ross Macaron is second up 0.10. Steve Harrison is P8. Best lap is a 151.547. 5.818 off pole. Ross Macaron is P2 up 0.34. Ross Macaron improved his P2 with a 145.881. 0.152 off pole. Dax Daniel is P4 up 0.20. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Dax Daniel improved his P4 with a 146.743. 1.014 off pole. Rick Zach from Australia is 6th up 0.15. Rick Zach improved his P5 with a 147.711. 1.982 off pole. Ross Macaron is second. Ross Macaron is provisional pole with a 145.617.
Why do I feel like I'm in it? Okay, that's fine. I'm in. Oh, that's why I'm in Zach's car. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, watching on YouTube and Twitch. This is Country Thunder Racing, and we are at Talem Bend this week. We are here for two 30-minute races. First one will be with Ross taking pole position, and the second race will be a full reverse grid. So, get set. We've got 50 seconds before we're on track for race one.
Hold on, everybody.
Nice one, Ross.
Good on you, Ross.
You listened very well last night, Sean.
I was going to say, Sean, you did well too, man. That was good.
Yeah, I took in a little bit.
I think you took in a little bit more than a little bit.
Just hope I can keep race pace.
these races are about 17 laps, so let's do it.
The race session is at
Dave, I
Permanent
see what you
Road
did in
Circuit in
quali.
Talem Bend, South Australia,
that?
Australia. The
When you
wind
let me
speed
through
is
on
4
the following
km/h from the
Oh, I
north-northeast.
thought that was deserving after you pulled out in front of me on the fucking main straight.
Broadcaster entering the pits is P21.
where am I supposed
Sean
to
North
go?
is P1.
If I went
You,
across, I would have
you
hit you.
wait.
Sean North from Australia is P1.
Yes, you impeded my lap.
Ross Macaron is second. Dave Loiacano from Australia is P3. Dax Daniel from Australia is P4. Rick Zach from Australia is 4th.
Who raced quick?
Thank you.
Dave did.
Tony DeLuca from Australia is P5. Loza from Australia is P6.
The car next to me, it's gone.
Steve Harrison is 7th. Sean North is P1.
Well, good luck to everybody that is on the track.
Yep, good luck, everybody.
Session. Race start. Rick Zach is P3. Sean North is 7th. Steve Harrison is 6th. Sean North is 7th. Sean North passed Steve Harrison for 6th. Ross Macaron is 2nd. Loza from Australia is P6, 0.1 behind Sean North. Ross Macaron is P2, 0.6 behind Dax Daniel. Sean North is 5th. 0.8 behind Tony DeLuca. Ross Macaron is P2. 0.4 behind Dax Daniel. Tony DeLuca is 5th. 0.4 behind Sean North. Ross Macaron is 2nd. 0.7 behind Dax Daniel. Tony DeLuca is P5, 1.7 behind Sean North. Ross Macaron is P2, 0.5 behind Dax Daniel. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Tony DeLuca is P5. Ross Macaron is 2nd, 0.6 behind Dax Daniel. Dax Daniel is P1, 0.5 ahead of Ross Macaron. Ross Macaron is P2, 0.5 behind Dax Daniel. Loza is P6 driving a Super 2, 3.8 ahead of Steve Harrison. Ross Macaron is 2nd. Best lap is a 1:46.897. Zach is P3, 3.4 behind Ross Macaron. Zach passed Ross Macaron for P2. Ross Macaron is P3. Dax Daniel is P1, 4.9 ahead of Rick Zach. Ross Macaron entering the pits is P3. Ross Macaron is P4. Rick Zach is second, 1.7 ahead of Sean North. Ross Macaron exiting pits. Sean North is third. Best lap is a 1:46.548. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Dax Daniel is first. Sean North is third, 0.3 behind Rick Zach. Sean North passed Rick Zach for second. Rick Zach is third driving a Super 2, 1.6 behind Sean North. Rick Zach entering the pits is third. Dax Daniel is P1. Rick Zach is P5 on softs, 1.0 ahead of Steve Harrison. Rick Zach exiting pits on softs. Rick Zach lost P5 to Steve Harrison. Ross Macaron is 7th. Ross Macaron passed Rick Zach for P6. Rick Zach from Australia is P7, 0.3 behind Ross Macaron. Rick Zach was 17.2 faster last lap. Loza is P4, 1.4 behind Tony DeLuca. P7, 1.4 behind Ross Macaron. Sean North is P2. Best lap is a 1:46.340. Ross Macaron is 6th, 0.4 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P6 driving a supercars. Dax Daniel entering the pits is first. Dax Daniel is second. Loza is fourth on supers, 3.9 behind Tony DeLuca. Dax Daniel exiting pits. Tony DeLuca entering the pits is P3. Tony DeLuca is third. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Harrison entering the pits is 7th. Loza is third, 3.2 ahead of Ross Macaron. Tony DeLuca exiting pits. Steve Harrison exiting pits. Tony DeLuca is 6th. Ross Macaron on lap 9 is P4, 1.0 behind Loza. Ross Macaron is now third. Rick Zach is P5, 0.5 behind Dax Daniel. Loza is P4, 0.4 ahead of Rick Zach. Steve Harrison is 7th. Loza is 6th, 0.7 behind Tony DeLuca. Loza was 13.4 faster last lap. Loza exiting pits. Rick Zach on lap 10 is 4th, 1.0 behind Dax Daniel. Rick Zach is now third. Loza on lap 10 is P5, 1.5 ahead of Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P6. Best lap is a 150.595. 4.420 off the fastest lap. Zach is P3. Best lap is a 147.423. 1.248 off the fastest lap. Steve Harrison is 6th. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Zach from Australia is P3, 0.8 behind Dax Daniel. Steve Harrison is 6th. Zach is 3rd. Steve Harrison is 6th, 0.5 behind Loza. Zach is P3, 1.2 behind Dax Daniel. Steve Harrison is P6, 0.5 behind Loza. Zach is P3, 1.5 behind Dax Daniel. Steve Harrison is 6th, 0.5 behind Loza. Dax Daniel is 2nd, 1.1 behind Ross Macaron. Steve Harrison is 6th, 0.4 behind Loza. Dax Daniel from Australia is P2, 1.4 behind Ross Macaron. Steve Harrison is 6th, 0.3 behind Loza. Five minutes remaining in the session. Dax Daniel is P2, 1.0 behind Ross Macaron. Steve Harrison is P6, 0.5 behind Loza. Zach is 3rd, 0.4 behind Dax Daniel. Dax Daniel is 3rd. Dax Daniel passed Rick Zach for 2nd. Rick Zach is 3rd. Steve Harrison is 6th, 0.5 behind Loza. Loza is P6, 0.1 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is 5th, 0.4 ahead of Loza. Loza is P6, 1.0 behind Steve Harrison. Rick Zach is P3. Dax Daniel on lap 16 is second, 3.6 behind Ross Macaron. Loza is 6th, 2.2 behind Steve Harrison. Rick Zach is P3. Ross Macaron is P1, 4.4 ahead of Dax Daniel. Tony DeLuca is 4th. The leader has just finished the race. Ross Macaron finished first. Dax Daniel finished P2. Rick Zach finished P3. Tony DeLuca finished 4th. Steve Harrison is 5th. Steve Harrison finished 5th. Loza finished 6th.
Congratulations, Ross. Rick, third place, not bad. Bloody hell. to go, boys. Who's still here? Can't hear anybody.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I absolutely can't hear anybody now. I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
G'day, Tony. God, someone's there.
Hello.
Should
Hello.
we leave server
Hello.
and rejoin or?
No. That's next week. That's next week.
Cool.
This one's just stay. G'day, Zach.
Yeah,
Hey.
go, mate.
Good little tussle, mate.
Yeah, it's great. It's a very bit long chase. That was tough.
Sorry that you missed out on it at the end. You were close.
Yeah, no, it was all right. It was, I don't know, there was not enough room there somehow.
Yeah. Because you came around the outside, and then I had the inside line, so I took my racing line, and then you were still on the outside of me, and you were trying to cut back in, and then by the time turn 3 came on, I think you'd been knocked off the road a bit, did you?
Yeah, got spun out and ended up going to look at the hot dog stand.
Sorry, mate.
All good, mate.
You still managed third, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good old stream must have been looking good today. I was first for so long. Oh,
Hopefully it didn't show you. Hopefully.
it showed me a few times. I could hear it.
Oh, did it? All right.
Yeah.
I hope
At
it
the
caught our. I hope it caught our bit of action.
Well, usually it does catch the close contact stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So hopefully it did. Here we go.
While we got a
Counting
brief
down.
break. While we got a brief break, I'd like to say hello to all my fans out there.
Yeah, fans.
all two of them.
All two of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Richo and the boys. Hello, boys.
Stop.
Yeah, well, the Philippines. The shout goes out to the Philippines.
Oh yeah, I should shout out to China then, eh?
Yeah, well, you go for it, mate. They can hear you from here.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to China and all those people out there that I know. So many of you. Oh my goodness.
Who flung done?
No, I don't know him.
Don't you know that guy? He's famous over there.
All right, we've got 40 seconds before we're back on the racetrack for the next run. Where is Ross? Is he still smoking?
He's gone.
Oh, he's left. Oh, God, another one that left. Okay. Sean, you were doing well. You were
Yeah, what
catching
happened,
me.
Sean?
I missed the pit window. I was just pulling into the pits when it, triggered.
Oh,
You're
no.
kidding me. Oh, you keep an eye on that. It should be on the top of the screen.
Yeah, it was. I just, because I stuffed up coming out of the last corner and it lost time. So, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's no good, man. So you were stuck in the pit. You were stuck in the pits. That's the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, well, doesn't matter. It is what it is. At least I had fun.
Yeah, cool. All
The
right,
race
so this
session is
full
at
reverse
Permanent
grid,
Road
so let's see
Circuit
how we
in
go
Talem
now.
Bend, South Australia, Australia. The wind speed is 10 km/h from the
This is
north-northeast.
going to be fun. Bit later at night, so make sure
Oh,
you're,
here we go.
Make sure your lights
Broadcaster
are on.
entering the
later
pits
at
is
night.
21st.
I think I'll set it so all lights are on.
Steve Harrison is first.
My lights.
Loza from Australia is second. Tony DeLuca from Australia is third.
Wait, to go down.
Rick
Down
Zach
the
from
outside.
Australia is P4. Dax Daniel from Australia is P5. Sean North from
Oopsie,
Australia
you're
is
out there, buddy.
P6.
Hello.
Yeah, look at that Jolly B car.
Steve
over there
Harrison
by
is
the,
P1.
Over there by the 4X car. All right, people. It's going to be another good race. Be gentle to the slower guys at the front. Don't knock them off the track.
Yes, please.
Can't guarantee anything, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
Right, mate. All right. Good luck, mate. 10 seconds, let's go. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, boys. Have fun.
Minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Zach is P2.
Oh, good me. Oh, you, Zach.
There's three cars. There were 3 cars.
Oh, I know, mate.
Sean North is second.
I'll come up, don't worry.
Zach is P2. Tony DeLuca is 6th.
Oh!
Tony DeLuca passed
There goes
Loza
my
for
buddy.
P5.
Race.
Sean North is 5th. Tony DeLuca is 4th. Sean North from Australia is P5, 0.4 behind Tony DeLuca. Dax Daniel entering the pits is P4. Sean North is now P4. Tony DeLuca is P3, 0.1 ahead of Sean North. Tony DeLuca lost P3 to Sean North. Sean North is P3, 0.2 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is 4th, 0.1 behind Sean North. From Australia is P5, 0.5 behind Steve Harrison. Dax Daniel exiting pits. Steve Harrison is 4th, 0.5 behind Sean North. Loza is 5th, 0.4 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is 5th battling Loza. Sean North is 3rd, 0.4 behind Tony DeLuca. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Harrison is P5, 1.3 behind Loza. Loza was 3.1 faster last lap. Tony DeLuca is third, 0.5 behind Sean North. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.5 behind Loza. Steve Harrison passed Loza for P4. Steve Harrison lost P4 to Loza. Loza is P5, 0.3 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is fifth. Dax Daniel is P6. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.5 behind Loza. Rick Zach entering the pits is first. Rick Zach is first. Loza is P4 driving a Super 2, 0.5 ahead of Steve Harrison. Loza is now P3. Rick Zach exiting pits on softs. Steve Harrison is fourth. Rick Zach is P5 on softs. Best lap is a 1:47.521. Steve Harrison is fourth, 1.4 behind Loza. Loza on lap 5 is P3, 1.3 ahead of Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison on lap 6 is fourth, 0.8 behind Loza. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Sean North is P1, 4.3 ahead of Tony DeLuca. Steve Harrison is P4, 0.5 behind Loza. Loza is third, 0.7 ahead of Steve Harrison. Harrison is P4, 0.8 behind Loza. Tony DeLuca is second. Steve Harrison is fourth, 0.5 behind Loza. Zach is P5, 2.7 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is fourth driving a supercars, 0.4 behind Loza. Zach on lap 8 is P5, 1.3 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P4 driving a supercars, 0.2 behind Loza. Zach is fifth on softs, 0.5 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is fourth, 0.3 behind Loza. Sean North from Australia is P1. Tony DeLuca entering the pits is second. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Harrison is P4, 0.1 ahead of Rick Zach. Steve Harrison is now P2. Sean North exiting pits. Tony DeLuca exiting pits. Steve Harrison lost P2 to Rick Zach. Rick Zach is second on softs, 0.4 ahead of Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P3, 0.5 behind Rick Zach. Rick Zach is second, 0.6 ahead of Steve Harrison. Loza on lap 9 is second, 0.1 behind Rick Zach. Tony DeLuca is P5. Tony DeLuca is now P3. Loza on lap 10 is fourth. Loza exiting pits. Steve Harrison exiting pits. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.5 behind Loza. Loza is P5, 0.1 behind Steve Harrison. Sean North is second. Rick Zach is first. Tony DeLuca is third. Steve Harrison is fourth, 3.1 ahead of Loza. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Loza is P5, 1.0 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison was 14.9 faster last lap. Steve Harrison is 5th. Loza is P4 driving a Super 2, 0.2 ahead of Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.3 behind Loza. Sean North is 2nd. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.2 behind Loza. Sean North is 2nd. Steve Harrison is P5, 0.2 behind Loza. Steve Harrison passed Loza for P4. Loza is P5, 0.7 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison is P4, 1.5 ahead of Loza. Loza is 5th, 1.5 behind Steve Harrison. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Rick Zach is P1, 2.9 ahead of Sean Nord. Loza is P5, 1.5 behind Steve Harrison. Tony DeLuca is P3. Loza from Australia is P5, 0.7 behind Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison was 1.7 faster last lap. Rick Zach is first, 2.2 ahead of Sean Nord. Loza from Australia is P5, 0.7 behind Steve Harrison. Loza was 0.7 faster last lap. Tony DeLuca is P3. Loza is P5, 0.8 behind Steve Harrison. Dax Daniel is P6. Loza is P5, 0.4 behind Steve Harrison. Sean Nord is P2 driving a Super 2, 1.5 behind Rick Zach. Jose is 5th, 0.9 behind Steve Harrison. Tony DeLuca is P3. Just finished the race. Rick Zach finished P1. Sean North finished P2. Tony DeLuca finished P3.
Alrighty then.
Steve Harrison finished 4th.
Ricky!
Loza finished P5. Dax Daniel finished P6.
Another lap in it, mate. I probably would have had you.
Yeah, you're coming.
Yeah. All right. So that is it. That is it for another day. Who we got? Rick.
Couldn't have done another lap.
Rick got one in. Got a win in. Sean North must have got second. Was that right?
Yeah, mate.
DeLuca third. Yeah. All right. I think that's the way it went. I can't see because
Yeah,
it's...
it is, mate. It's correct.
All right. Excellent. Beautiful.
Great race. That was good fun. Really good.
Well done, everyone. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't great for me. I got whacked out by Sean North straight away. That's all good. That is racing.
It's a bit funny at the start. We have to watch that one.
I'm gonna have. Oh, it's not his fault. He went off the track, but he came back onto the track, and I had nowhere to go. So it's no one's fault. It's just a racing incident. So we just
Yeah, I
spun
think
out.
you sort of went off the track, and it sort of.
I didn't go off the track. I was on the
Didn't you?
racing line.
Oh, okay.
Sean North was had gone wide and spun, but he spun back onto the road, and I had nowhere to go.
Oh,
Yeah, I got tapped by Rick.
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh,
So
before, I thought you were talking about the earlier incident at turn
no,
one.
so
That
it
was
could have
just.
been. So it
That
could
was
have
a
been.
schmozzle.
Oh, that was a schmozzle, but that's okay. That was just bumping and grinding. Let's go. I don't mind that. But we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that the bump from Rick and see what happened there.
Yeah,
Because that could have wrecked my race. I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
that's it.
I had bent steering all the way through that race.
Oh, mine was so bad I couldn't do it. I don't know how you
Yeah,
managed to
sorry.
keep going.
Yeah, no, that was terrible. I had a bit of damage as well.
All right,
I don't know
ladies and gentlemen. Hold on.
I don't know how I
All right,
drove
ladies
so
and
quick.
gentlemen. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody here. That is it for another day. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been wonderful having you on board, and we shall see you again next week when we take on Barbagello for not one, not two, but 3 races. See you then. Bye for now.
Yeah, that was sweating like a pig. Like I took my jumper off.
No, it's a wicked.